Yo, what up? This is Raphael again with another sleeper video for you. And shout out to Jay Scouting for putting me on this 18-year-old Italian prospect by the name of Leonardo Okeke. Now, I often get requests for video breakdowns on different prospects. And honestly, I say most are players that I'm familiar with and have already planned on creating some draft content for them. But I also get family members, cousins, or friends wanting me to highlight some player averaging 7 points per game at a D3, and they tell me that he's a big-time sleeper and NBA prospect that is being held back by a bad coach. You'd actually be surprised how often I hear that, and it's always the coach's fault. But I'm hungry to succeed in this business, so I am always open to watching film on guys who are truly under the radar. And I was stunned, like literally stunned, to see that Leonardo Okeke is a legit NBA prospect that I have not seen on anyone's draft boards. The first thing that I noticed when I watched his film was his impressive frame with broad shoulders. He has long arms, good hands, and more importantly, soft touch around the rim. Now, I'll be honest, I was expecting a talented but raw prospect that had upside based off freakish athleticism and size. And sadly, that's the stereotype of a lot of the young prospects with African descent. And I just might be the first person to openly admit it. But to my surprise, Okeke is really polished for an 18-year-old post player. I was impressed with his touch and his ability to make soft touch finishes through contact. Even when he's defended well, he has such a soft touch that he can literally throw up anything around the basket and it has a good chance of going in. Now, I may be nuts, but I actually think that he has some upside as a mid-post shot creator or as a player that you could dump the ball to on the block and feel good about his chances of getting you a bucket. Now, he's not overly quick or explosive, but he's got a good enough handle to be a threat to attack the rim from different spots on the floor. He gets to the cup with his long strides and does a good job of putting defenders on his hip and driving through and bullying them to get to the basket. Every once in a while, he makes an impressive play off the dribble that has me believing that he could end up being a matchup problem, especially if he can expand his shooting range. Watching him attack closeouts and handle the rock in transition really has me thinking that this kid could end up being a 10-year NBA veteran. Of course, he'll need the right development. I actually really believe in his skill set and tools on both ends of the floor, and I'll get to his defense in a minute. Best case scenario, I see him as a modern day 4 or even 5 that can post up smaller players and attack bigger defenders off the dribble. One of the things that I like most about Okeke is he is not afraid of contact and he looks to impose his will on grown men. He's got some grit and some toughness to his game. It really says a lot about a kid's confidence when he's only 18 years old and wants isolation touches in the mid post or low post versus guys 10 years older than him. That really stood out to me in his film. And even like playing pickup ball, it's kind of disrespectful when a teenager's like, give me the ball on this guy, I can post him up. And that's exactly what he does. Now, realistically, he may not develop into this post presence that is featured in a team's offense, but I think he can still be impactful on offense as a cutter or roll man. His energy, activity, and hustle on the offensive glass would definitely get him a few easy baskets or even get his team some extra possessions every game, simply because he's relentless on the offensive glass, using his length to grab rebounds out of his area. He's currently averaging 7 rebounds per game and a little less than 22 minutes per contest. 2.3 of his 7 boards come on the offensive end, where he's effective scoring off offensive rebound putbacks. Now, I don't have any official measurements, but it doesn't take 20/20 vision to see that his wingspan is at least 7 feet long, which makes him an intriguing defender. He's a promising rim protector that has the length to possibly play some small ball center. Now, again, I may be getting a little ahead of myself, but I see potential as a small ball 5 that can protect the paint, score around the basket, and handle the ball in space. On top of the fact that I think he has enough of a soft touch to develop into a respectable floor spacer within the next 3 to 5 years, which would put him at around 22 to 24 years old. Again, maybe I'm being overzealous, but Leonardo Okeke could be the biggest sleeper in the 2022 NBA draft.